Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Norristown's Roosevelt Field for tonight's Suburban 1 clash, Liberty Division, between the Cheltenham Panthers and the Norristown Eagles. My name is Joe Hyland, and along with Coach Bill Michaels, we'll be bringing you all the action on this close, muggy September evening. With regard to the Cheltenham Panthers, coached by Joseph Groh, now in his 15th year at the helm, Cheltenham comes into the contest with a record of 2-2. Their last outing, a solid 32-0 thrashing of Souderton High School. Cheltenham, it appears, is a relatively young squad with only 4 returning starters on offense and 4 returning starters on defense. Cheltenham this evening will be running the very risky option offense. And the riskiness of the offense may be compounded by the fact that it will be led by a sophomore quarterback in Nick Dye. It's my understanding that Nick Dye is a very slick, a very quick young man, but he's going to have to demonstrate a great deal of maturity against the quick-hitting Norristown defense. Complementing Dye in the backfield will be the Panthers' leading rusher, junior halfback Marcus Fonts. Defensively, Cheltenham will come at the Eagles out of a 4-4-3 defensive set, which will put no less than 8 men in the defensive box. According to Coach Groh, the Panthers want to be physical with Norristown, matching them hit for hit and not backing down to their more older, more experienced opponents. Turning now briefly to the Norristown Eagles. Norristown, coached by Roger Grove, comes into the game a robust 3-1. They're coming off a methodical destruction of the Wissahickon Trojans 34-6 over in Ambler last weekend. The Eagles are 1-0 in the Liberty Division. The Eagles will be seeking this evening to avenge last year's very disappointing 12-7 upset at the hands of the Cheltenham Panthers. The Eagles of late have been demonstrating a very effective ground game with tailback Sam Johnson and fullback A.J. Pettigrew leading the way. Johnson has piled up 282 yards on 47 carries. That comes to a 6 yards per carry, while Pettigrew is grinding out a spectacular 8 yards per carry. Sam and A.J. have combined for 5 touchdowns. The trigger man of the Eagles offense is and will be, of course, Anthony Carmona, who has thrown 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them to sophomore sensation Kenny Witter, number 17. The defense has been extremely stingy, limiting the opposition to less than 200 yards in total offense per game. As always, the defense will be led by the very talented Jamal Blackwell and the hustling, ever-present number 40, the Eagles' monster man, Dan Lester. I look for the Eagles' defense to hound and harass the young Cheltenham quarterback into some turnovers. And I think it's fair to say that if young Nick Dye can withstand the Eagles' defensive pressure, he will be able to withstand any team's defensive pressure as the season progresses. The youngster this evening is going to have to grow up mighty fast. So that will wrap up our brief pregame introduction. We'll be back for the opening kickoff right after this break. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Norristown's Roosevelt Field. Bill Michaels and I are here to bring you tonight's action between the Cheltenham Panthers and the Norristown Eagles. We're about to have the coin flip. Bill, nice to be working with you this evening.
Joe, it's my pleasure to be back. I think we're in for an extremely exciting game tonight between 2 pretty evenly matched opponents.
You were mentioning before the broadcast, Bill, you think the key's going to be in the trenches.
I really do. When you look at the backfields, the skill positions of both teams, I think are pretty high-quality players. For Norristown, of course, the running back trio of Mike Whitehead, Sam Johnson, and A.J. Pettigrew. And then on the other side, you have Cheltenham with Sam Tarlow, Marcus Fontes, hopefully we're pronouncing that correct, and Rashad Gilliard. All 6 of those young men extremely skilled, extremely athletic, and hard-nosed runners. So I do think tonight that we'll have to pay close attention to the battle in the trenches, the tackles and the guards, and how they match up tonight.
Yep. We're waiting for the Norristown Eagles to emerge from the locker room. Cheltenham is already on the field, and here come the Eagles. Led by number 50, Joe Keakananu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Joe, I always just say Joe K is usually the safest bet.
We'll call him Joe K for the rest of the evening. Now we'll be standing now for the playing of our national anthem. Thanks to the Norristown Marching Band for a sprightly rendition of our national anthem. Bill, it's a very clammy, very close, very humid night. I think that conditioning may be a factor later in the game. You agree?
I do agree. It is extremely warm. Not really getting the rain that we expected. A lot of moisture in the air, and actually talking to athletic trainer Dennis Flynn earlier this week, he indicated that nights like this are extremely difficult, believe it or not, for cramps. So we definitely will keep an eye on that with these young men and see if that doesn't become a factor as this game progresses.
All right, the captains are meeting now at the center of the field with the officials. Out there for Norristown is Anthony Carmona. Davey Watson, Sam Johnson, and Joe Kay.
Cheltenham captains, Joe, appear to be number 7. Get his name for you in a second. I believe that's Rashad Gilliard, one of their running backs. Number 21 is Sam Tarlow, another running back. And one of the trenchmen that we referred to earlier that's going to be so important tonight appears to be number 77, Ben Webster, 6'3", 285-pound offense and defensive lineman.
I had the pleasure of speaking briefly with young Mr. Webster before the game, and I can tell you he is as personable as he is large. He's a very nice young man.
That's a heck of a personality. Joe, I think when you look at the records, this is going to be a real important game for both teams. Norristown coming in 3-1, definitely looking to improve that record, go to 4-1, which would be very commendable. Cheltenham, on the other hand, with an even record at 2-2, and I'm certain that they would like to get a winning record and try to get some momentum going in to the latter half of the season.
Deep for Norristown will be Sam Johnson. And number 4, A.J. Pettigrew.
And number 25, Anthony Brown.
Number 25, Anthony Brown. Kicking off for the Cheltenham Panthers will be number 75, Kyle Fratz. Kyle Fratz will be not only doing the place kicking, he will also be doing the punting. It's rare to see a lineman have those responsibilities. But he was booming them in practice.
Well, he's a big, strapping young man. And the football just fell on him. In golf would count a stroke.
One of these rosters. All right, we're ready to start. Fratz, end over end kick, picked up by Pettigrew. He's to the 35, to the 40. He's to the 45, to the 50, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. A.J. Pettigrew, a 65-yard bolt to start the game and to stun Cheltenham.
Well, Joe, Coach Grove and his staff certainly have to be pleased with that start. A.J. Pettigrew, probably one of the players that Cheltenham did not want to kick the football to, ended up with the ball, made excellent reads on what was a great kickoff return, got behind his wall, and from there was able to outrun number 7, Rashad Gilliard, who does have quite a bit of speed for Cheltenham, and 6 points quickly on the board for the Eagles.
He wasn't touched. Tremendous blocking by the Norristown special teams. Here's Giacomo Stabile to try the extra point out of Carmona's hold. Nice snap, nice placement, and it's good. So with 11 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first quarter, Norristown's on the board first, 7-0.
Joe, that last extra point is something that we should probably talk about, something that the Eagles have struggled with a little bit this year. In fact, several occasions they have just opted to go for the 2-point conversion because the kicking game was struggling. So it certainly is great to see Giacomo put the Eagles on the board with the extra point, and I'm sure his confidence will grow, as will Coach Grove's confidence in him grow.
Yeah, in our previous broadcasts, we mentioned the fact that the Norristown kicking game with regard to extra points and field goals was left something to be desired, and I agree with you. It's nice to see the young man split the uprights there, and it's got to give him a world of confidence, and he's going to kick off now from his own 40-yard line. Well, that's got to take the air out of your balloon if you're Cheltenham. If you come in high and you're ready to go and you get a dagger in the heart like that.
Yeah, right now Coach Grove for Cheltenham has to get his troops together, tell them that everything's okay. It's one touchdown. It happened early on, but there's nothing we can do about it now. Let's erase it and start the game. So Coach Grove, veteran coach, I'm sure will have his team settled down and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So 0 in a minute, and then we can knock it all right now.
Yeah, they're going to do 11.
All right, we have another problem with the clock.
We're running it down to 0.
We had a problem 2 weeks ago with Methacton in the Methacton game. Has a tendency to put the brakes on the game.
Okay, now you can run it for the last 45 seconds.
15 seconds.
Whatever it was, 15 seconds.
We're going to take about 15 seconds off the clock.
Well, Joe, certainly a delay in action, a bonus for Cheltenham. Give them time to go ahead and regroup, just as we alluded to earlier.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Almost as good as a timeout.
All right, here come the players back on the field. Deep for Cheltenham will be number 20, Marcus Fonts, and number 21, Sam Tarlow. Those two will also be the go-to guys for the Cheltenham offense. Here's Stabile, short kick. It's effectively an onside kick. It might be recovered by the Eagles. Certainly went more than 10 yards. It is the Eagles' ball. A nightmarish start for the Cheltenham Panthers.
Absolutely, and things just rolling for the Norristown Eagles right now. Opening kickoff return for a touchdown puts them up 7-0. They kick the ball to Cheltenham, recover a fumble, and now have the ball in excellent field position on what looks to be the 26-yard line. What a start.
All right, here's the Norristown offense. Anthony Carmona, the quarterback. A.J. Pettigrew, and number 3, Sam Johnson, in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Johnson, cuts back, picks up about 6 yards on a nice carry. Excellent work by the Norristown offensive line.
Johnson on the carry.
It'll be 2nd down, 4 yards to go at the 20.
Ryan Alexander on the stop.
In on the stop for the Panthers, Ryan Alexander, number 53.
Joe, if Norristown is able to run the football tonight, have a sneaky suspicion it's going to be a long night for Cheltenham.
I think you're right. Here's a handoff to Johnson, straight up the middle, picks up maybe 2. Already there's a little bit of extracurricular activity out there. All right, the ball is placed at about the 18-yard line. It'll be 3rd down for the Eagles. 3rd down and about 2.
That was a captain for Cheltenham, Marcus Fontes, and Dave Watson for the Eagles. Seem to be going at each other a little hard.
Right. All right, 3rd down, 2 yards to go for a 1st down. Carmona over the ball. Pettigrew and Johnson in the backfield. Again, a handoff to Johnson off tackle. Close to the 1st down. He might have picked it up. Leading the defensive charge for Cheltenham was number 88, Marcellus Pinckney.
54, along with number 88, Marcellus Pinckney. On the stop.
It is a 1st down for the Eagles. Johnson got it.
That's a 15-yard line. 1st and 10.
Well, 3 run plays and a 1st down for the Eagles.
All right, here's Carmona. Backs in the I formation. Pettigrew the up back. There's Carmona rolling out to the right side. Picks up about 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Carry. He picked up 2 yards. He's 2nd and 9.
It was really a good fake by Anthony Carmona. Had me fooled a little bit. Did not seem to fool the Cheltenham defensive squad. Short side of the field also, Anthony just kind of ran out of room.
All right, 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Back split. Carmona back to pass, looking, throws it out of bounds. Pass intended for number 5, Davey Watson.
After Watson from Carmona, ball incomplete with 3rd and 9.
Joe, that looked like just a miscommunication. Dave Watson turned to the inside, Anthony Carmona threw to the outside.
Carmona, I'm sorry, Bill.
I was just going to say it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Grove calls here. You could probably anticipate another pass play, 3rd and long.
There's Kenny Witter split out far to the left, the sophomore sensation, already with 3 touchdown catches. Single back, over the middle. Ball is knocked down. Intended for number 19, Jamal Blackwell. Over the middle, nice defensive play.
Joe, you're right. That was a great defensive play by number 22, Deron Barrett. Was all over Blackwell. And a good, clean defensive play. And a big play for Cheltenham.
Yes. All right, Stabile will be kicking from the 21-yard line. That makes it a 31-yard kick. This will be interesting to see. Carmona will hold. Nice high snap. Stabile, way short. Ugly effort. Partially blocked, I believe.
Yeah, it was, Joe. And I don't think that kick had a chance from the snap. The high snap, Carmona tried to get it down, but you know, just timing is everything when you're trying to kick a field goal or extra point. If the timing is not there and not perfect, chances of the kicker making it are very slim.
Right.
You know, Anthony may have been better off just to yell fire and try to get a pass play. I'm sure they have something like that in their repertoire.
All right, the Panthers will take over now on offense at their own 20-yard line. 9 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Sophomore Nick Dye running the Panther option offense. Here's a handoff inside to, looks like Marcus Fonts, picked up about 6 yards. It was Marcus Fonts. Nice run.
It was a good game. We saw the Norristown Eagles get off to this pretty much the same exact start with about a 6-yard gain on first down. Really makes the offensive coordinator's job a lot easier making that next call when you only need 4 yards.
All right, their go-to guys in the backfield will be Marcus Fonts and Sam Tarlow. Here's Dye over the ball. Rolling left. Looking over the middle. Ball is caught by Marcellus Pinckney. Fumble. It's a mad scramble for the ball, and it's recovered by the Panthers. That was a nice catch by number 88, Marcellus Pinckney. Nice catch.
It was a tremendous catch. He went up for it with one hand. Great concentration. Brought it in with 2. It was a pretty good hit. I didn't catch the number, but a pretty good hit caused him to cough up the ball. But the young man had the presence of mind to go after it, and fortunately was able to come up with it for Cheltenham. Unfortunate for the Eagles.
Young Pinckney, quite a physical specimen, 6'3", 222 pounds, and he's only a junior. Here's Dye. Man in motion. Hand off to the man in motion. Number 21. That's Gilliard. Knocked out of bounds at the far sideline after a gain of about 35 yards. That's number 21, Sam Tarlow.
Number 5, Watson for Norristown on a tackle. Probably saved what could have been a touchdown. He had good angle on him and was able to run him out of bounds. Tarlow didn't go quietly either. He lowered his shoulder right at the end.
That's right. 38-yard line. All right, ball now on the Eagles' 38-yard line. Dye over the ball. Fonts met at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for about 2 yards. On the tackle with the ever-present Jamal Blackwell.
6'3", 205-pound junior Jamal Blackwell. And it's difficult to watch a Norristown Eagle football game and not hear the Blackwell name. He and his brother Julius, both presence are known on this football field.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Dye over the ball. Tarlow in motion. Pitch to Tarlow around the left side. Cuts back. Breaks free. Knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Number 21, Sam Tarlow.
Joe, the key to that play was Rashad Gilliard, number 7's block on the corner. for the Eagles, Dan Lester, the right corner, was unable to free himself to get a hand on the running back, and it was a big game for Cheltenham.
All right, ball now at the Eagles' 15-yard line. Cheltenham threatening to tie this ball game up. 1st and 10 at the Norristown 15-yard line. Here's Nick Dye, man in motion. Handoff to Tarlow around the right side. No gain this time. The Eagles were ready and waiting for Mr. Tarlow on that play.
In on the tackle for the Eagles was number 4, A.J. Pettigrew. One of several Eagles playing both ways tonight.
Cheltenham offensive line punching holes in the Eagles defense, led by number 77, Big Ben Webster, Holland Fisher, James Sisson, and Brian Smith, Mike Cizamaro. Here's an inside handoff to Fonts, breaks through to about the 5-yard line. Nice hard run.
And Joe, he's going to be very close to a first down on that carry.
Very close to first down. Now on the tackle with Watson.
Fonts a 5'11", 195-pound running back. He's only a junior, and it's my understanding he is his family just moved in to the Cheltenham area from Chicago. Chicago's loss, Cheltenham's gain. There's a rugby scrum after that play. Gained maybe a yard. First down.
Joe, there was a host of Eagles in on that tackle, but one of the big men inside just entering the game, mainly in end zone goal line situations, was Brandon Smith, number 79, 6'3", 350 pounds. And you're not going to run through that young man.
All right, here's Cheltenham, 1st and 10. Man in motion. Handoff inside to Fonts. No gain. Eagles came up big on that defensive play. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. This is a big play, Bill.
Yeah, it really is, and I'll be interested to see what Coach Groh for Cheltenham calls. Norristown seems to be stiffening with the run. I wouldn't be surprised to see some play action and maybe a toss by the sophomore quarterback.
There's Tarlow in motion. Inside to Fonts. No gain again. Eagles hanging really tough. This is a nice goal line stand.
In on that tackle was number 36, Raheem Allison for the Eagles.
All right, somebody called timeout, I believe, an official's timeout.
We do have one of the Eagles down.
Yep.
Entering the game as a replacement for Norristown, number 56, Jason Boykins. Joe, while we have a moment, I'd like to mention the student athletic trainers that are assisting that young man right now. Megan Burrell, Devin Gallagher, and Christina Moore. And they are assisting head athletic trainer, Mr. Dennis Flynn. The staff does an excellent job with the Eagles throughout the season.
And along those lines, Bill, I'd like to mention the fine work of our young student cameraman here, Brian Fulmer. Thank you, Brian. A Martin Scorsese in the making. No doubt. Bill, can you see who the injured player is? Number 72, Nick Toto.
Nick Toto, and he's limping off the field. Just wonder if this isn't one of the cramp situations that we talked about earlier.
Yes. He's walking off on his own steam. Looks okay.
Nick's a tough young man. I'm sure we'll see him later in the game.
All right, here's third down, 3rd and goal from the 3. Single back is Fonts. Tarlow in motion. Handoff to Tarlow. Touchdown. That was sort of like a counter play.
It was a counter. An interesting call. I really thought Cheltenham would try to go to the pass. Norristown was playing the run very well, but their stick-to-itiveness paid off for Cheltenham.
Panthers demonstrated some resilience after the opening touchdown run and after losing the onside kick. The Panthers have hung in there, and they have a chance to tie the game with Kyle Fratz to try the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and good extra point. So we're tied at 7-7 with 3 minutes, 19 seconds left to go in the first period. Cheltenham demonstrated and at least showed me the ability to grind it out on the ground against a very tough Eagle defense, which is holding the opponents to under 200 yards per game.
Joe, after watching Cheltenham march the ball down the field and score on the Eagles, you just can't help but wonder or anticipate a spectacular game on the forefront here.
I think you're right. I think you put your finger right on it, Bill, at the beginning of the game, where we have 4 very, very good running backs here. 2 for Norristown, 2 for Cheltenham, and they're going to be slugging it out for the next 36 minutes.
We said that one of the battles would certainly be in the trenches. Also one in any close game is going to be special teams. Norristown capitalizing on a miscue. Cheltenham special teams getting their first touchdown. So we'll see if Norristown can get on the board with their offense and hopefully put together a solid drive of their own.
All right, Sam Johnson, A.J. Pettigrew, and Anthony Brown deep for the Eagles. Kyle Fratz will kick off for the Panthers. It was Fratz's PAT that knotted this game at 7. 3 minutes, 19 seconds left to play. Nice kick, end over end. Skitters by Johnson, goes into the end zone. It'll be Eagles ball on their own 20-yard line. Very effective kick. All right, the Eagles will take over on their own 20. First down. Carmona in with the play from Coach Grove.
Joe, it'd be nice to see Norristown complete a few easy passes, even if only for 4 or 5 yards, just to complement that run a little bit.
All right, 1st and 10 at the Eagles 20. Carmona over the ball, I formation. There's a pitch to Sam. Sam Johnson, no gain. Cheltenham, very tough on defense. Tackle made by number 29. That would be Julius Davis.
No gain. 2nd and 10.
Julius Davis was in the backfield rather quickly for Cheltenham.
Davis plays a position similar to the one played by Danny Lester for the Eagles. He's sort of a rover, a monster man, however you want to call him. It's his job to be there at the point of attack. Here's Carmona. There's a handoff inside. Loose ball. And I believe Cheltenham has recovered. Sammy Johnson fumbled the ball. Fumble recovered by number 55. That would be Mike Cisamaro.
Now we see Cheltenham in a similar situation to the Eagles. Actually, the third fumble of the game. The first one, I believe, going to Norristown. The second one, Cheltenham was able to recover on their own. And now Norristown coughs up the ball, and Cheltenham is able to recover with great field position.
All right, here's Nick Dye. Ball at the 25-yard line. Inside handoff to number 21. That's Rashad Gilliard. Punches ahead for about 6 or 7 yards. I'm sorry, that was Sam Tarlow, number 21.
Joe, when you are defensing the option, there are very specific keys that each player has to abide by, has to read, and if they do not do that, the option is a very dangerous offensive weapon.
Here's Tarlow in motion. Hand off to Fonts. Over the left side, ball is stripped.
Joe, I think the Eagles have it back.
I think you're right, Bill.
And they do.
I believe number 31 stripped that ball. That would be Julius Blackwell. Fumble recovered by number 40, Danny Lester. Lester maintaining his ball hawking ways. That's his third turnover. He has 2 interceptions and now a fumble recovery for the season. Danny Lester.
I think in on that play was number 81, Carl Fisher had a little bit to do with that play also. Senior for the Eagles.
All right, this is dangerous territory. You want to be careful with the ball down here. Here's Carmona. Backs in the eye. Hand off to Johnson. Rolls ahead for about 4.
Fourth fumble of the game, Joe.
Ryan Alexander for the Panthers on the stop. Minute 20 left to play in the first period. Second down, 5 yards to go at the Norristown 14-yard line. Single back in the backfield is Sam Johnson. There's a handoff to Johnson over there. Another loose ball picked up by Cheltenham. Oh, my heavens. My heavens. Number 22 on the recovery for Cheltenham. That's Deron Barrett.
What a fortunate bounce for Cheltenham, too. The ball bounced right up like it was a basketball bouncing off the hardwood right into his hands. And fortunately for the Eagles, someone was there to tackle him, or we may be looking at a 13-7 ball game right now. 5th fumble of the night. And still 55 seconds left in the first quarter.
All right, Jamal Blackwell is encouraging his teammates. Trying to get the Eagle defense fired up. It's almost as if the football is radioactive. They don't want, nobody wants to touch it.
You just wonder if there's a lot of moisture on that football, if it's a little slick with the humidity.
All right, 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Something starts burning bad.
They won't send this game film so far to Canton, Ohio, Bill.
No, absolutely not.
All right, here's Nick Dye, sophomore quarterback. Tarlow in motion. Gilliard around the right side. Eagles after him, knock him down, no gain. Nice play by the Eagles. They strung out that sweep and held the speedy Cheltenham halfback to no gain.
That really was great team defense by Norristown. Everybody seemed to do their part. Number 45, Jay Arthur, finishing the job with the tackle, but the entire Eagle defense playing their part and stringing it out stopping Cheltenham for no gain or a loss.
All right, here's Dye. Tarlow in motion. Handoff to Tarlow. Gain of about 7 yards. Sam Tarlow can run the ball. Again, Norristown's Arthur on the stop. And that's the end of the first period in a rather sloppily played game so far. Score is tied at 7. I don't know what's going on with the respective offenses and their inability to hold on to the ball. Running backs in both teams keep putting the ball on the grass. And as you said, Bill, it's at 5 fumbles in 12 minutes. Those are the things that put gray hairs in coaches' heads.
Yeah, or take them off.
Or take them off, right?
Well, both teams showing the ability to move the football, to establish drives, but however, both teams showing a little bit of butterfingers, I guess you would call it.